One. Hey team, how are you? And welcome to the Experience with Rehman Cee. I've got Daniela here from New York City, and we're going to have a chat about real people talking about real stories on real life. So Daniela, how are you?
Hello. Everything is great. How are you?
I'm absolutely amazing. Life is awesome. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's
So
amazing to be here.
Absolutely. Let's jump straight into it. What's your message to the world, Daniela?
Okay, my message to the world right now, today, is faith.
Faith. Okay. What would your message be if it wasn't about right now and what's going on? What would your general message be? Let's say if you were on a spaceship and you were going to leave this planet and you were never going to come back, what would your message be as you would leave the world?
I still believe not only faith because of what's happening right now, it's more about faith can cover a lot of things in your life. Not only because of, whatever is happening, the pandemic and all of these things, but just because of believing in having faith in yourself, having faith in your dreams, having faith in everything you do on a daily basis. That's still the message that I will leave.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell me how you developed this philosophy. How did you get to this point of understanding as far as faith is concerned? What was your journey to get to this conclusion?
Well, I think I'm still in the journey, and I think I still keep developing faith every single day. And that's why I'm so strong with it, because I realize every single day how important it is and how it helps in every single area of my life, every single area. So yes, I feel I'm still working on it every single day. That's why I feel it's a powerful tool. It's a powerful feeling.
What is faith?
Faith is believing that things are going to happen even though you cannot see them in the moment. It's having the certainty that things are going to happen even though you cannot believe them, you cannot see them in this moment.
So let's go a little backwards. Let's go into your history. Talk to me about where you were born, how you were raised, what your parents were like, what was their parenting style, what were their personalities, and what was their expectation?
So I born in Colombia, and I was raised in Colombia too. I came here to the United States 8 years ago when I was 16. And my childhood was good. It was average. Okay. I didn't have a lot, but I never went to bed hungry, you know. My parents got divorced when I was 3. So the divorce of my parents create an impact in my life, okay, since I was a kid. I guess when you're a kid, you still trying to believe that they're going to go back together, this and that. And you see your friends with all their parents and all of this and that. But I think that makes me stronger. That made me understand that a lot of things, actually it made me understand a lot of things. My mom raised me with a lot of love. She's such an incredible example of life. She's a warrior. She worked a lot to give me the best she can. She always tried to put me in the best schools, and give me as much as she can, My dad, at the same time, he also had a good financial situation at that time. So he always wanted to give me the best things, the best gift. He wanted to take me out to have ice cream or to the park or this and that. But we're still, I'm still developing that relationship with my dad at this point. is becoming better and better right now. And we came to New York, we came to the United States because we were looking for a better future. All right. I have a lot of family that lives here. So we have the support back then. But when we came here, it was a lot of like issues, you know, like the first thing was the language, you know. English is not my first language, if you can tell. So that's one of the first things that you have to deal with. Yes, you have to deal with you know, English, and starting with a new culture, with a new house. We came to live with my grandparent back then because
Who's
we were
we?
my mom and I.
Okay.
And starting like a new life, you know. And again, I'm gonna go back to what my mom, the example that my mom has given me, you know, that it was a huge change, because coming from Colombia to here was like a huge change. But again, faith, you know, believing and that things are gonna get better, believing that you are gonna have what you really desire without even seeing it at that moment, you know, giving a step of faith. So that's where everything, I guess, started with faith.
Yeah. So so if I understand it, you were in Bogota or somewhere else?
Bogota, yes.
Okay. And then so your father was you were 3 when your father left, so he still lived in the area, but you still remembered him, but you saw him casually after that, right?
Right, yes, we used to see each like every weekend.
Okay. Okay. And so why do you feel like it was difficult for you to handle that situation? Why was that a difficult situation for you? Because you never really experienced your father at home. So, you know, it's as if he never lived in the house at all, right?
Right, right. I think when I saw my friends with their parents together, or when I used to go with to their houses, and you know, and both parents live together and things like that, I start to like realizing that something wasn't right, right?
Right.
Um, so yes, I think, and then my father got married again, so I met her wife and 2 kids they had. So yeah, I think all of that, I guess at that age I didn't really understand what was happening, and then while I grew up, I started to understand more and more, a little
Yeah.
bit better.
Yeah. So your father got married to somebody who had 2 kids already.
No, they had 2 kids together.
Oh, okay. So you got 2 step brothers,
Right.
right? Okay, cool. And so why shift to America? Like, I know you were looking for opportunities, but you know, was that a decision you made, or your mum made, or you made it together?
I believe it was a decision that it was gonna, like I told you, a lot of family lives here in the United States. So we used to come here for Christmas every year and spend time here, this and that. So we kind of always thought that it was going to happen at some point. You
Yeah,
know, we thought America had uh, great opportunities for us. So we kind of knew it for a while. And
yeah,
then when my mom took the decision, I already I already was ready for it. You know, I was ready
yeah,
for it.
yeah. You weren't. It wasn't a surprise.
Right.
So you came to New York City.
I came to New York City. Yeah.
So how was that for you? The first, you know, few weeks. How was it living in New York and getting settled and adjusted into New York City?
How it was. It was a little bit hard for me to leave my friends, to leave my house, to leave my language. You know, to leave all the things that I used to be. But
Familiar.
again, yes, exactly. But again, I came here every Christmas. So I was really familiar with the town where I live in. So basically, I knew already a lot of spaces, a lot of places here, a lot of people here. So it was kind of like home too.
Yeah. So you didn't speak any English, or you spoke a little bit?
I spoke maybe a couple, I don't know, words, but
Okay. So that's interesting. So how did you navigate language? Was that, did you pick it up quickly, or has it taken you 5 years to get to where you are because you speak good English?
well, I jump in immediately in ESL program immediately, you know, and I graduated from there 3 years later from ESL program, and I went right away to college. Okay, so I guess college helped me a lot too, because college is college, and I'm still learning. You can tell English is not my first language, so of course I still struggle with some words or some ways to where I can communicate better the things that I want to communicate. But yes, it took me almost like 3 years to really feel comfortable of speaking it fluid.
What's the difference between Bogota and New York City? Like, what's the difference between America and Colombia?
I will say, I think the biggest one, and the one that immediately came to my head, Colombia is a great country. It's an amazing, amazing country. I enjoy every second that I'm there, and I really I have a lot of good memories in there. Okay, but I feel the safe that I feel here when I'm here in the United States, the safety that I feel that I can go out, maybe with my phone, without that fear of somebody taking it away or something like that. I think that's the first thing that come to my mind.
Yeah, it's a little bit more secure.
Right.
I mean, there's crime, but it's not as wide. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, cool. So you're here, you're 16, you start learning English, and then how's your journey progressed?
It's been an amazing journey, let me tell you that. It just made me excited just talking about it. So I came here 16, right? I met my husband back then. I met him like two weeks later that I came here to
Wow,
for the
that's
first time. Yes, yeah. And I start meeting a lot of new people. I start maybe like trying to figure out what I want, like, okay, I'm here. What now? Right? What's next? What's gonna happen now? I went to college. I graduated from culinary arts,
Mhm.
and then I always have this passion for food. It's my passion. I'm not gonna tell you that I'm one of those chefs that as soon as they born start cooking. No, that's not my case. I used to burn rice back then, but this journey has been amazing. I love cooking. I love expressing to cooking. I love to learn, because cooking it's a huge word where you learn every single day something new, right? And then it came out an opportunity into my life of become an entrepreneur. Okay. So I jump in with a lot of fear, with a lot of doubt. And I decide to jump in because I wanted something better. I was looking, I always ask this question. I always ask about, I don't think we came to this world just to work. Okay. That was my question back then. I didn't think that we are here in this world just to work 9 to 7, 9 to 5, and you know. So I started this entrepreneur journey, and it's a mix of everything: a lot of personal development, a lot of mental growth, mental toughness, spiritual growth, uh, health, body, everything mixed. So it's been amazing.
So what do you mean by you're doing an entrepreneurial pursuit? What are you doing right now?
So I start in a network marketing company. Okay. That give you education for financial markets.
Are you talking about Forex?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's some people who are convinced by it, and other people who are not so convinced by it.
Okay. Yes, definitely. You can see everything in this.
Yeah. How are you doing with it?
Great. I just love it. Let me tell you that. I feel this is just a whole different world. When you open your eyes to this, is different. It's a lot of truth behind it.
Truth behind what? Selling the training program, or selling or investing in Forex?
Everything. It gives you like a new perspective of not only financial, not only money, not only that. It's more than that. It's more of what really is happening outside, what is really happening yeah, behind us, yeah. I mean, it opened the door for a lot of things, and I'm going back what I say before. It opened my mind to like a new level of personal development, financial development, spiritual development. So it opened my eyes to different areas that I was looking for, definitely.
Okay, so all right. So what would you say? So you're the only child from your mum's side, right?
Right.
Are you in contact with your other your siblings?
Once in a while, yeah.
Okay, so how's your what is your difficulties been? What would you say your traumas have been through childhood up to now? What would you say have been the major traumas for you?
Major traumas. I believe it was my dad. Maybe the divorce of them too. I believe that's the biggest one.
How do you feel that influenced you, like your outlook? How do you see the world? Just you feel there's something missing, there's a gap, or how do you feel?
Definitely, I feel like in this journey that I start becoming more aware of me inside, what is happening inside, what my body wants to say sometimes, because of that event. And I'm definitely in a journey of healing inside, because I believe that was affecting my health some way. So I start to recognize this and work on it. So I'm definitely working on it right now, and trying to, understanding that they did the best they could. That's the truth about it. And me being better, and just leaving a better legacy to my generations.
Yeah. What do you think it is that? Do you feel that there's something natural, like a programming that humans have, where they need a mum and dad, or do you think it's just like the culture and the society, and you feeling like something missing?
I believe they do need. I mean, you can live without it, right? But I feel both of them need a role in a kid's life.
Yeah.
Both of them have something special to give to that child, and maybe the absence of one of the parent can create some type of trauma or feelings or
Void.
yes, inside them.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So, So where are you right now? How are you?
Where am I right now? Okay, I'm learning a lot. That's the truth about it. I feel every day I learn something new. I feel every day I get better. Every day I try to figure out, okay, what can I do better now? What am I struggling with? How can I deal with it? How can I, yes, become more, be more, help more? That's where I am right now.
Why are you doing that? What is pushing you? What's driving you? Why do you feel you need to be more?
Because when I am more, I can give more, definitely. Like I am who I am, and I only can give what I have. So if I become more, that means that I'm mentally becoming more. So I have more to give to somebody. I'm spiritually becoming more. So I have more to give to the people. I can understand them better. I can help them better. I can help myself better.
So what would you say your identity is? Who are you?
Who am I? I am a woman that loves to help people, help animals. Um, I believe that I am in this world to help people, maybe just listen to them, or maybe give them like a word of hope, or maybe just being there when they need it, or maybe give donations to people that they need it, or helping an animal in need. That's my identity.
Yeah. Helping is your identity, serving.
Serving, correct.
Interesting. So talk to me about the meaning of life. Let's figure that out.
The meaning of life. Okay.
So go ahead.
Yes, you were gonna ask me something.
Yeah. So usually the meaning of life is something that relates to you trying to make sense of the world, navigating the world, right? But you can only navigate or make sense of the world if you believe that the universe is non-random. Like if the universe is intentional, if there's something big or greater, then there's meaning to life. Because I'll go into that. But if you believe you're here by chance, there is no meaning to life, right? You could be Mother Teresa or you can be Al Capone. Chance doesn't care, right?
Okay.
So meaning only comes or matters, shall we say. Meaning can come even if the universe is here by chance, but it really doesn't matter what that meaning is. Like I said, you could be Mother Teresa or Al Capone, chance doesn't care. But meaning matters when the universe is non-random, because then there's some sort of intentionality. And so you've been designed, you've been put on earth, there's a reason for it. And so you have to discover your purpose. So what is the meaning of life? Do you believe the universe is random or non-random?
It's random. It's not random, sure. It's not random.
Not
No.
okay. So there, if something is non-random, it's by design, right?
Right.
And if something is by design, nothing is ever designed for no reason.
Correct.
So what have you been designed for? What is the human being designed for?
What am I being designed for? Again, I feel that we are part of the universe. Okay. And the whole concept of it is progress. Okay. It's like a circle.
Okay.
And I believe we humans are the same thing. It's a circle, it's a cycle where you get better, you get stronger, you get wiser. And it's a circle where you get better and better and better. And as again, you get better, you can give more, you can contribute more, you can help more, right? So that's what I believe, that we are here for that.
What 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 is the cycle? What's the circle?
Become better, progress.
Right. So how does that serve the universe? Like what? So what is your definition of progress?
Being better a little bit more each day. do something better a little bit more each day.
But yeah, but what's your definition of better?
Of
Like
better.
I could hit 5, dogs on the street in one go. That might make me feel better. What is your definition of better? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I know what you're saying. My definition of better is being more than you were yesterday. Learning something new that you didn't know yesterday, or writing a little bit more, reading a little bit more, giving a little bit, giving a word of hope to somebody, giving value to somebody. I think that's being better every day with a small act. It doesn't have to be that you have to give $1 million to these organization. No, I think it's small things every single day.
So, for example, the universe is huge. It's very expansive, right?
Right.
And there's so much complexity to it. So the universe has put the human being onto the planet. What is the point of the universe creating the human being to get better? How does getting better help the universe?
Okay. First of all, I wanna say that I believe in God. So I believe He was the one who put us here. He was the one who created everything. And yes, definitely, we all have a purpose. We were created by His image. Okay, and He's a good God.
Okay, so let's hold that there for a second, right? So you believe in God. Who's God?
Who's God? My superior, the creator of me, of everything that I can see.
Does the creator have limits or bounds or a shape?
No.
So if the creator has no shape, how can you be in its image?
Because we are something inside. We are a universe inside. We are capable of a lot of things. We have a lot of limitations. That's another different story, right? Yes, but He was the creator. He doesn't have limitations.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So how can you be in the image of something that is unlimited when you are limited?
But why are you limited?
Because you said it just now.
Yeah, we human beings create our own limitations.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that that we are created to have those limitations. It's just we creating. Those are man-made, the limitations.
Okay, so it's something that so there are no limits. There are laws of physics. There's only certain things that you can do in physics, right?
Okay, yes.
So the higher power, the creator, God, as you call that name, is unlimited. So is that like a realistic thinking that you have that is the case?
Realistic thinking of what?
When you say that you are unlimited, the human being is unlimited,
Right.
is that realistic when you recognize that you have the laws of physics to constrain you?
Right. I mean, when I say we are unlimited, right? Just think about all the things that humans have created. And every day is something new coming out. Every day. And that's not limited. That's unlimited for me. The level of creation, the level of imagination is unlimited, right? So yes, that's when I talk about imagination is unlimited. I can see that God is in me when I can imagine without limits. I can see He is in me. Only He can create something like that.
Okay.
That's what I believe, of course.
So who created suffering?
Who creates suffering? The human beings.
So who created human beings?
God. But
yes.
Again, limited, limitations are man-made. That's the truth about it. And suffering too.
Okay. So where did you get this philosophy? Do you have is this what your mother taught you? Is this what your father taught you? Or is this something that you developed on your own?
Okay. So I born in a Christian family.
Okay.
I used to go to church every Sunday, this and that. But then I grew up. And then I decided I didn't want to keep going to church because I felt that I wasn't going to church because I wanted it, just because my mom wanted me to go.
Right.
So I get to the point where I decide that I don't want to go anymore. And this past year, I become to connect personally with God. Okay. And this is a whole different story because I can feel it.
Yeah, but is it the Christian God or is it your own God? Which God are you talking about? Like, have you gone back to, I'm trying to understand the philosophy or the ideology you're trying to follow.
Sure. God. I mean, I am a base Bible person.
Okay.
So that's definitely, I don't want to call it Christian God. It's just God. I like to call it just God, It's a personal relationship, him and I, and what I can feel, what I can sense, what I can experience by my own life. That's the belief that I have right now.
So how did this change or shift in the last year happen? How did it come about?
I feel everyone at some point feel empty. Okay. And that emptiness can only be filled by a superior power, a superior,
So let's hold that. Let's break that down. Why do you say that emptiness, that void, can only be filled by a higher power? How did you get to that point of thinking?
Okay, how did I get? Because you need to, like, me, I needed to understand, I needed to feel, I needed to fulfill this emptiness by something greater than me, something greater than a human. It wasn't something that money can fill, something that my husband can fill, my mom can fill. No, it has to be greater than just what happened in normal life and day to day and second by second. It have to be greater than that, bigger than that.
Yeah. So I can like try and explain, and you tell me if it makes sense to you. So you are born, you exist, you're here, you're present. So you're conscious.
Okay.
When you're conscious, then you have awareness. And in that awareness, you believe like there's all these things around you, there's life is happening. And so you have to make meaning of it, make an understanding of life, right?
Right.
And then you also know you're going to die. So
Right.
life is only here for a short period of time. So now, when you become aware and you see life exist and you're going to die, you have to try and make some sort of understanding of it. And that understanding, when you reflect, when you look at the universe, you say that it's not possible for this life to be random by chance.
Mm-hmm.
And so you believe that if it's not random, then something has to have created it, something bigger or greater than yourself, right?
Correct.
And then when you get that awareness in your head, you accept that. So that accepting, that realization, I'm from a Muslim background, so they call it surrender. That surrendering is then you moving from yourself to something bigger and greater than yourself. You're humbling yourself to something, to a greater awareness, right?
Right.
And so that awareness is giving you some sort of meaning, some sort of capacity, saying that, you know what, I don't know what I'm here for. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm here. So I accept, I believe that you exist. Now you show me the way. Is that how it is?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So then you believe in a God from that perspective, right?
Correct.
All right, cool. So now what's the next What's the next phase? What's the next stage?
What's the next stage in my spiritual? That's what you're trying to, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is all spiritual and meaning of life. It's about your life. It's just about how people navigate life, right?
Right. Yes. So then I start to having this connection because I decide to, because I was looking for it, because I start wanted it. You know, my heart wanted it. So I start having this connection and starting to appreciate more, to be more aware of plants, animals, fruits, vegetables, water, you know, me as a person, nature, you know, my hands, my eyes, my organs, that even though I cannot see them, I can feel how they work, you know. And start looking for my purpose, you know. Start seeing that, okay, I'm here for more than this. I am here more than just cooking or just working or just, you know, doing what everyone else does. That's the truth about it. I start to understanding that it was more. It was more outside. It was more that I didn't know, but I wanted it to know for sure. So I start with this journey. I start reading more. I start getting close to people that had more to give me, more to share with me, more experience, knowledge, and this is where I am today. You know, becoming better, learning something new, giving value every day, helping as much as I can, looking a way to serve more, and open new ways to have more tools to do it.
Yeah. So you're basically trying to expand. You're trying to
Yes.
expand your consciousness through awareness. The more awareness you have, the more expansion you can get. And so you're like a plant. You're in the soil, and you're looking to get people or experiences or knowledge to water you, to water that plant so you can grow, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's where you are right now. What happens to you when you die?
I'm going to heaven.
What is heaven?
Where is heaven? It's a place where there is no pain, there is no time, there is no hunger, there is no doubt. It's just a place, you know. It's just a space of course, out of this world, right? But like, no time, no days, no years, no
It's another
months,
dimension.
right? Another, yes.
Yeah. If you thanks, Ida. If you don't believe in a higher power, then what happens to you? Do you go to heaven?
If you don't believe in a higher power, um that's a good question. You know, I would love to answer that, but me as a person that I believe, I feel like cannot put in a position where I don't know what a person that don't believe will think. You know, I don't know what they will think, what happened to them when they die. That's the truth about it.
So can you say that one more? You don't what? Sorry.
I can't think about that because I believe, of course. So that's something interesting to ask a person that maybe don't believe. What would they say? I never had that conversation with somebody that don't believe. So I don't know what they think about it, you know.
So what if you don't believe? Where will you go?
I think, oh man, I feel just you would, I mean, I would say you would just, your soul would just stay in this world, just like flying around, just like trying to find a place where to rest, but you can kind of
Yeah.
looking for a dimension where you can rest, because you know you're not in this world anymore. You don't have, you don't have bones, you don't have a body that you can live with. So I guess you would just stay in this world looking for a place to rest.
Do you have like what would your philosophy? Do you have like a Christian ideology or a Christian philosophy?
Yes, most of them.
Most. Okay, so like what happens like for people who don't believe in Christianity but are good people? Let's say you got somebody who has 100 dogs and they look after all those dogs. They're really nice to all the animals, right?
Okay.
None of the dogs get starving. None of the dogs, are mistreated. They take care of them very well. They don't believe in Jesus Christ. They don't believe in Christianity.
Okay.
Where do they go? They don't even believe in God.
To be honest, I believe that if you are a good human being, you go to heaven. That's what I believe. Okay, that's what I believe. I'm still on the journey of learning more of God, learning more of, I don't want to say the truth about it, just because everyone has a different truth. So I'm not like looking for somebody specific truth, but I believe if you're a good person, if you done good things in this world, if you help people, if you help animals, if you done good things, I believe you go to heaven. I believe your soul can rest. Your soul.
Because there's just a confusion I have, because I think it's more cultural and identity. Like religion, when you're born into a religion, whether it's Islam or Hinduism or Buddhism or Christianity, if you're born into it, then you don't technically understand it, because what you do is you accept it as culture and identity.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily investigate the theology and the ideology of the faith. And so when I look at Christianity, I come from a Muslim background. I don't accept it as culture and identity because it's not my culture and identity. I wasn't born into it, right?
Okay.
So it's not like I have to have, I have to celebrate Christmas and, I have to do Easter or anything like that. So for me, it's not part of a community spirit. It's not part of a culture. But when you're on the outside, you look at the teachings and you try and understand the theology. It's like if you're a Christian, it's difficult for you to fast in Ramadan, which is like a whole month of fasting, right?
Okay, yeah.
You won't do that. Or you won't celebrate the Eid festival, right? You won't wear like the Muslim clothing and stuff like that, right? So somebody who's born into that faith just accepts it as normal. So when I they accept it as normal, it's just culture and identity, right? Some people will wear the clothing just because everybody else is wearing it. It's not because this is the best clothing in the world. This is just what everybody wears, right? So when you look at Islam, you will like say, okay, well, this doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem right. But when you say that, you're looking at the ideology, the theology. You're not looking at the culture or the identity. So in the same way, when I look at Christianity, I look at the ideology and the theology. And in the ideology and the theology, Christ has come to atone for the sins of mankind. That humans are born with original sin caused by Adam and Eve, right? So he will put himself as the sacrificial lamb, the sacrifice on the cross through which, if you believe in Christ, you get to heaven. You remove original sin. You get atoned, right?
Right.
So when you say that people who don't believe in Christ will go to heaven, like this person who's got all these dogs and they're a good dog keeper, they'll go to heaven. That's against the ideology or the theology of Christianity, because then there is no reason for Christ to come and put himself on the cross, because then salvation is outside the resurrection.
Okay.
That you can go to heaven outside the resurrection. So why was the resurrection? Why did Christ have to suffer if you have this thing? So that's what you have to get your head around.
Right. Like I feel like I learn something new every day. That's the truth about it. This is just I'm just starting in this journey. I'm not the expert. I believe, because what I feel I can connect with God. That's what I talk from.
Yeah.
I'm starting to read. Yes.
Yeah. I totally get it. What I'm saying is probably what you're thinking is right, and we get trained to think incorrectly, meaning that religion, all the religions get, there's been a process of, it wasn't democracy throughout history. There was dictatorships. And when you have a dictatorship, you have all the power. And when you have all the power, you decide what is true and what is not. So religion, or the meaning of life, throughout history has been hijacked, right? And when it's been hijacked, people decide what they want as dictators to determine to be true or false within the theology. So theology has changed. And so if you accept, that's why a lot of people disconnect from organized religion, because they see that dogma, it's called dogma, right? They see the dogma of religion and it's inconsistent with how they think. And so that is the issue, that if you start going to the people who actually are the stakeholders in the faith, the people whose livelihoods depend on people following them, then they will tell you that this is the way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your mind will tell you, no, it's not possible. Like, if this person is taking care of all these dogs, how is it possible that someone else who's misbehaving against dogs, right, is okay to go to heaven because they believe in Christ? Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yes, I understand completely.
And I've been like, on my journey of trying to investigate, like looking at my faith, Islam, or looking at Christianity or Hinduism or Buddhism, and I'm saying, like, why is it they're all different? And then why is it that there are good people in all of them? Do you get what I'm saying? And so if there are good people in all of them and they're all different, how can it be some go to heaven and some go to hell, even if they're all good people in them? Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay. Yes, I know what you're saying.
So I see that it's not really about the story. It's not really about the teaching. The teaching is just a reference point.
Okay.
It's not about the teaching, it's about the conclusion. What action comes out of that teaching? So, for example, you're a chef, right? So it's not about the ingredients. It's not about what you put into the recipe. It's about the outcome, which is that irrespective of how the story is or the recipe is or the taste is, at the end of the day, the food is giving you nourishment.
Okay, yes.
You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Is that it should be about nourishment.
Okay.
As long as you're getting nourished, job done. Do you get what I'm saying? So,
I get what you're saying.
So that's where I think a lot of people get lost. They get lost in the story, and they don't follow the wisdom behind the story, which is that you're trying to get nourishment. You're not trying to. It happens to be you're in Colombia, right? So they have certain type of food.
Right.
So with that certain type of food, you have certain types of recipes.
Correct.
If I'm in Africa, they don't have that food.
Correct.
So I'm going to create a different recipe, right? But we're both going to eat. and we both
Yes.
get nourished. So that's how I see religion, that the real religion is that you're just in different stories in different circumstances based on where you were born.
Mm-hmm.
But then the stories themselves, as long as they are positive, and I believe all the stories are positive, and what isn't positive is just the dogma of empire and dictatorships, then if the stories aren't positive, that's the man-made side of it. That's
Okay.
the creationist side of it, to kind of bring in the masses. That's just my perspective, but I thought I'd share it with you.
Sure. No, amazing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing it. I love it just because, yes, we can have different perspective, we can have different beliefs, and we still can hear talking, and sharing with each other
Yeah.
our beliefs, so
Yeah. And that's really what my show is all about. It's just like different perspectives. That's why I brought you on, because I wanted to share your perspective. You're from Colombia, you've got a different perspective. So I
right,
bring people in from different perspectives to share their perspective, so we can all, through the different videos, if we watch, figure out what our perspective of the meaning of life is. Do you know what I'm saying?
definitely. Yes, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So like there are lots of other people with different perspectives, and like I believe I don't have all the answers, but together, probably everybody together, we have an answer,
For
So
sure.
so that's where I am at. Let me ask you a few different questions, shorter ones.
Sure.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Extrovert.
Okay. Are you an idealist or a realist?
I add idealist.
Okay. Emotional or rational?
Emotional.
Yeah. So, do you think you're hands-on practical, or are you an intellectual?
Hands-on.
And are you a risk taker or risk averse?
Risk taker.
Okay. And do you prefer certainty or uncertainty?
Ooh, I love that one. I'm working on that because I need to be comfortable in the uncomfortable.
So that's something that you're like learning right now.
Yes, definitely. I think human beings prefer certainty. That's the truth about it. But it's not always good.
Yeah. I don't agree with you necessarily. I think there are certain people out there. There are people out there. There are people out there that don't like certainty.
Do you
Like,
think they born like that, or do you think life make them be that way?
I think everybody's born like whatever their
Okay.
disposition is, but they can change it. It's not changeable. So someone who's born into a preference for certainty can start liking uncertainty.
Right.
Someone who is a preference for uncertainty can start liking certainty. That's the lesson for each one, that
Correct.
that life is balanced. So it's like you have to embrace what you are not familiar with, so that you get a full perspective as opposed to a limited perspective.
Correct. Yes.
Right. So but like, for example, I feel entrepreneurs generally, most of them are born and not made.
Correct.
Most entrepreneurs prefer uncertainty to certainty, because if they preferred certainty, they'd be in a job, you know so like the system is mostly geared around, the majority of people prefer certainty, so the system is geared around certainty, but
Right.
So the entrepreneurs and the people who prefer uncertainty, a lot of artists also prefer uncertainty as well.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get taken care of in the system, so they're like square pegs in a round hole. So you've heard the Steve Jobs statement, the mavericks and the misfits, and
Right. Yes. 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 Yes.
yeah, so they're not taken care of in the certain system. If you were an animal, what kind of animal would you describe yourself as?
An elephant.
Okay, so what are the 3 top qualities of an elephant that you possess?
The kindness. Okay. I feel they're a big animal, but they are like, they're so, like, the emotional part of them is like a little mouse.
Yeah.
That's the second one. The third one, I will say, oh wow, I feel because I've been with elephants, okay, face to face, and the way they just express themselves in where they are, you know, just being there, just walking and bathing themselves, and just appreciating, just being enjoyed where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I would say, like the presence, you know, because they're big.
Mm-hmm.
You can see them, you can see they're there, you cannot ignore them,
Yeah,
you
you can't.
know, they're
No.
there. Yes.
Okay, cool. What does the future look like for you, Daniela?
The
Let's say
future look like
at age 60, what's happening with you?
at 60. All right. A grandmother for sure. And I see myself traveling. I don't see myself like a little old lady, you know. I see myself just traveling, getting to know more cultures, food, people, developing new ideas, developing new. I wanna serve, so I wanna go to different countries and help building houses, and help animals, and help dogs in the street, and create places where people can become more,
Yeah.
where they can have services, where they can have, you know, spaces where they can feel safe, a community.
Yeah. What business would you have built by the time you're 60? What kind of business would you have done?
What business? um I have a lot of businesses in my mind, you know. I will definitely
I want to know what
real
you've done.
what I've done.
Yeah, when you're 60, what have you done? Not what you will do.
Okay, definitely own real estate pieces all over the world.
Okay.
Different restaurants around the world. Um, Again, spaces and communities where people can feel safe, where people get attention, medical attention, psychological attention, where they can create animal shelters, definitely.
Where's your passion for animals come from?
Since I was a kid, dad, my dad's family loves animals, dogs especially. So I that's where everything start.
Yeah.
Everything start there.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. What's the final question is, what does success look like to you?
Success is becoming a little bit more every single day, learning
Okay.
something new.
Awesome. Awesome. And what's your final message?
My final message is believe that you can do more, become more, have more, help more. Believe that you can do it. Believe that you can create all those dreams that you have in your mind.
Awesome. Listen, thank you for hanging out with me. And for those who are watching, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to our channels. And are you on YouTube, Daniela?
I am.
Yeah, so everybody jump on and subscribe to Daniela's. What's your YouTube channel called?
Daniela Nuñez.
Okay, same as your name?
Correct.
Okay, all right, cool. So subscribe to her channel, subscribe to mine, and thank you so much for watching, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
No problem.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.